Not long ago in southwest Houston, some dangerous old apartment buildings came tumbling down, nudged by the blades of bulldozers with a mission: to remove these sites of urban decay, violence, and crime, to create a clean slate upon which something new and wholesome and safe could be built. A project that would make a strong contribution to the well-being of the citizens of this community. An undertaking that would be created with funding from people, companies, and foundations in the private sector, not requiring the use of government tax dollars. This is a story of how this venture, the John P. McGovern Campus Park, is becoming a reality that'll make a positive difference in the quality of life of people who live in this part of Houston and elsewhere. This is also the story of the Campus Park Growth Partners and their pledge to see to the keeping of the green in this unique place. The McGovern Campus Park embraces 40 acres along Stella Link Boulevard, south of Bel Air Boulevard. The property, with elementary and middle schools at either end, used to be the site of some pretty sleazy enterprises and some dangerous activities.
This is proof that a neighborhood can take back a rundown apartment complex that was infested with drugs and crime and turn it into a park for our kids and something that we can cherish for many, many years to come.
O, down, go! Dozers go! To the G! To the O! Down, go! Dozers go!
Then a miracle began to unfold. Some surrounding area residents got together with their neighbors and said, "Let's do something to make it better here for our families, for our kids." And they rolled up their sleeves and went to work. They formed what was to become one of the largest privately funded coalitions ever created in the United States to undertake an urban renewal project. The Stella Link Redevelopment Association, or SLRA. In 1989, when the association was formed, the 22 acres along Stella Link Boulevard between Mark Twain Elementary and Pershing Middle School housed 42 semi-abandoned, drug-infested, and crime-ridden apartment buildings and some junky retail operations. These properties constituted a serious threat to the safety and health of both their residents and to the citizens of the surrounding community. Drug abuse, prostitution, murder, and rape were an ongoing threat, with the sounds of gunfire a not uncommon occurrence.
One of the things that occurred back in about 1980, I was really crawling around on the floor in our day center one Friday afternoon thinking, dear God, let me live through this, because there was Uzi gunfire going on within 15 feet of where I was, and people were having a shootout. That's pretty much what the area was like at that time.
Worst of all were the real and perceived dangers to the students of the two schools.
I'm a pioneer here. I built a house here in the rice field in 1950. Fires, gunshot in the middle of the night. But the thing that worried me most were the children across the street at Mark Twain.
You know, it's going to be a lot safer for younger kids and older kids and everything.
3 murders within the 18 months prior to the association making its first purchase. Another story is the neighborhood of people who became victims, then fought back against before going after the original source. The landowners who ran into criminal elements, then put on blinders to their illegal activities.
5 area citizens determined to replace this threat with something of lasting community value, banded together to form the SLRA. Vowing to eliminate the dangerous elements and to gradually convert the area into a community service corridor, the original board members, along with subsequent directors and civic leaders, raised $15 million to buy out the old businesses and level them, and to make common improvements in order to create an open area on which the project could be constructed. The association declared their mission and vision, which would see to the replacement of the unsightly, dangerous properties with community service buildings and parks. The SLRA also helped resident families in the apartments relocate to a safer, more secure environment before the demolition began.
I understand this is a model for other communities to possibly follow.
We've tried to create a scenario that can be followed by other communities. If they can put together the activists, the people who are willing to commit to doing it, there's no reason why it can't be done again.
This is basically reclaiming your neighborhood from crime.
Yes, crime was a big problem in here for quite some time, and it was made worse by the inability for the police to do anything about it because of the families that were mixed in with the criminal elements in here.
This was the beginning of Campus Park, originally called Stella Link Campus Park, and later renamed John P. McGovern Campus Park in honor of Houston philanthropist John P. McGovern. Dr. McGovern, after a long career of caring for people as a physician, has extended his positive community impact with generous contributions to the SLRA.
Some of his main interest, and he has been with, I think, the Stella Link Redevelopment Association project almost from inception, about 12 years ago, and he has always supported the Houston Library. But the thing he likes most is to see families getting benefit from his contributions, particularly the children.
The SLRA has had a lot of help in bringing Campus Park to this point. Early on, the association established alliances with a number of nonprofit organizations and agreed to convey a building site to each partner at little or no cost. In each case, the property represented a major gift to the organization, especially with the appreciation of real estate values, helping enable the organization to build a new facility to better serve the community. These partners have made major changes on the ground in Campus Park.
The wonderful thing about it is that these are largely private donations. There is very little tax money involved except in the new library, but this is a real demonstration of the generosity of the citizens of Houston, Texas in improving their neighborhoods and in not waiting for the government to try to do something. They just, these five fellows who organized this in the first place believed that you could just get out there and work really hard and that you would be able to succeed, and that's exactly what happened.
J.P. Morgan Chase, a trustee for the Myron Williams Trust, has overseen the creation of Helen's Park, opened in 2000 as a place of quiet beauty and a lasting tribute to the donor's wife. Sheltering Arms Senior Services, in 2001, opened the doors of its 40,000 square foot Alzheimer's Daycare Center and headquarters to patients and their families and other caregivers.
We're blessed and very fortunate to be in it. And to frame that, if I may, and put it in perspective for you, think back to about 1990 and look at what this area was. Blighted, high crime, prostitution, drugs, and just generally a place you didn't want to be around. And you look at what it is today, and we've got a beautiful recreation and education corridor. Neighborhood people are coming over, wonderful park, just a beautiful environment for us all to be in.
The Metropolitan YMCA showed its $7.5 million weekly family YMCA unit to the public in June of 2003. This beautifully equipped facility takes the place of the old Southwest Y on Bel Air Boulevard. The SLRA contributed almost $3 million worth of property to help make this possible.
Also, I think it's great because it's right between the two schools, so that young kids who get out of either the elementary school or the junior high can walk over after they finish with school and either, study and work out.
The City of Houston is another important partner in Campus Park with its Beal Park facility, a gift from neighbor Mabel Beal, and its futuristic John P. McGovern Stella Link Branch Library. Ground has been broken for the 20,000 square foot library, which will be a prototype for other branch libraries and will include an internet cafe and a distance learning center developed in alliance with Texas A&M University. The SLRA worked to raise $1.6 million toward the library to supplement the city's bond money. The Houston Independent School District, of course, with Pershing and Mark Twain facilities, has been a highly interested campus park partner from the beginning, as its leaders saw a threat removed and a healthy environment created. The schools themselves will be adding their own new look, Pershing with a multi-million-dollar remodeling, and Mark Twain with an entirely new facility scheduled to open in 2005.
It was, again, parents are very afraid for their children, and we do have a lot of boys and girls that walk to school, so of course that was an issue. And when Stella Link started working on these on this problem and started tearing down these buildings, it really made a tremendous difference in the parents' perception of Mark Twain.
Donors to the Campus Park project have ranged from the $1 million-plus contributions of major entities such as Houston Endowment, Brown Foundation, Wortham Foundation, McGovern Foundation, and the YMCA, to much smaller but still important gifts of more than 3,000 individuals and families living in the general area. Citizens such as these have seen the value being provided by the SLRA effort and have been generous in their support from the beginning. They form the backbone of an earlier and quite successful fundraising program called the Stella Link Campus Partners, in which donors made a monthly contribution for 3 years.
Total investment on this campus is $42 million, and that includes construction costs of the new Sheltering Arms building, the new YMCA, Helen's Park, which you saw where all the trees and flowers and little rivers are, and then of course this wonderful John P. McGovern space that you see here with the playing fields and all of these things that the children in this inner city area have really never had, so it's very exciting.
In 1999, using the same concept of a multi-purpose community facility for nonprofit organizations, SLRA organized, acquired, and began developing a 75-acre tract called South Campus. South Campus is now home to the Emory Weiner School, Houston's first Jewish high school, and multiple youth sports and athletic fields with more community facilities to come. The year 2004 will see some landmark happenings in the history of McGovern Campus Park, including the opening of the new library and the City of Houston's Beale Park. The events will mark the completion of the 15-year McGovern Campus Park Development Program and the realization of an inspired dream on the part of lots of community-minded citizens. But the job is not over. Some challenges remain. Additional money is needed, not only for some important items that offer naming opportunities to donors, but for the completion of common facilities and the establishment of a fund to see to the ongoing maintenance, repairs, and landscaping care vital to the long-range quality of the project. In other words, to see to the keeping of the green. You, as an individual, family leader, or member of a corporation or charitable foundation, are urged to become a Campus Park growth partner by contributing to this worthy cause. A walk in 1989 through what is now McGovern Campus Park was a depressing and often dangerous experience. Happily, it's a different place now.
Well, it's been a tremendous change since we moved in. I remember driving along Stella Link, and none of this existed then. There was some housing that was eventually taken down, and out of that came these two parks, the Y, the new library that will be shortly built, the playing fields. It's amazing what's happened in the last 3 years.
To stroll through Campus Park today is to enjoy restful parks, green playing fields, landscaping, and beautiful buildings created to serve and stimulate citizens of the surrounding community. Thanks are due to all who have contributed their time and finances to bring the project this far, and to those whose further donations will help enable the Campus Park Growth Partners to complete their job and secure the future of McGovern Campus Park. to see to it that this really is the keeping of the green. For information, please call Harriet Latimer at 713-526-5397 or visit the Campus Park website at www.stellalink.org. Thanks, neighbors.